Security team is huddling this week at Mar-a-Lago, and they're putting the finishing touches on plans for executive orders to make good on his campaign promise to carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. This morning, new details emerging about how the incoming Trump administration may handle undocumented immigrants. Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, telling NBC News family detention centers shuttered by President Biden could return.
Well, family detention, if we bring it back, it's on the table. We haven't finished the plan, Jim.
President-elect Trump saying earlier this week he'll order the southern border closed and begin mass deportations on his first day in office. Homan says he expects to have a new data-driven enforcement plan in the next 2 weeks, and he says he doesn't want to separate undocumented parents and their U.S. citizen children, but they could be faced with that choice.
If you choose to have a child here in the United States while you know you're here illegally and you know you're on a court order to deport, that's on you.
The public doesn't want cruel policies directed at families and children.
The ACLU's Legal Alert led a lawsuit against family separation during the first Trump administration and says they're still trying to reunite some of those families. What are you prepared to do if, in fact, these policies do come to fruition?
There'll be policies that we think are illegal and violate the Constitution or our laws, and we'll challenge those.
While Mr. Trump faced backlash over his separation policy in his first term, cracking down on immigration was a key part of his campaign that helped him win the 2024 election, with it being the top issue among those who voted for him, according to an NBC News exit poll. The renewed focus on deportation comes as the president-elect fired off a stream of Truth Social posts on Christmas Day, targeting Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal, and drawing new attention to a comment he made about Russia's Vladimir Putin on Sunday.
President Putin said that he wants to meet with me as soon as possible. So we have to wait for this, but we have to end that war.
The Putin post coming less than 24 hours after President Biden condemned a Russian missile and drone attack on Ukraine's energy infrastructure, calling it an outrageous assault in the dead of winter. Now, Trump and Biden's teams have been coordinating on how the U.S. is working with Ukraine during their transition. And closer to home, Trump has also suggested his foreign policy plan includes pushing Mexico and Canada to do more to stem the flow of undocumented migrants into the U.S. or face a 25% tariff. Peter?
Aaron Gilchrist with the latest on the president-elect's plans. Aaron, thank you.
Now over to the Middle East and a new wave of Israeli airstrikes in Yemen. The operation targeting Iranian-backed militants who have been stepping up their missile fire on Israel. NBC's Raf Sanchez is in Tel Aviv with the very latest for us. Good morning, Raf.
Laura, good morning. Israel says it was attacking military infrastructure belonging to the Houthi rebels when it struck seaports, power stations, and Yemen's main airport. At least 6 killed, according to local authorities, but the strikes also came dangerously close to hitting one of the UN's top officials. This morning, new fallout from Israeli strikes against Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen. An attack that devastated the country's main international airport. Israel says its jets were targeting military infrastructure used by the Houthis to smuggle weapons. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu overseeing the strike from a command center, saying, "We're determined to root out this terrorist of Iran, of evil." But among those at the Yemeni airport during the strike, the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus. He says Israeli bombs hit just a few meters from where we were during one of its. Since the start of the Gaza war, the Houthis have been targeting commercial ships in the Red Sea and firing ballistic missiles at Israel. One of them destroying this elementary school in Tel Aviv just last week, Israel says. This happened early in the morning before school started, but the question many Israelis are asking today is, what if children had been inside?
Yeah, I think we're all in a little bit of shock because it's so close. It could have been us.
While Iran's other proxies, Hamas and Hezbollah, have been badly weakened from fighting Israel, the Houthis appeared defiant and undeterred. Neither American nor Israeli strikes bringing an end to their repeated missile fire, which set off sirens in Tel Aviv this morning. Now, the Secretary General of the United Nations is saying he is alarmed by how close those Israeli strikes came to that WHO team on the ground. We asked the Israeli military, were you aware that humanitarians were at the airport at the time you attacked? They didn't respond to our request for comment.